Well, I hate to do it, but I've got to cut this stuff off, let it dry out for a couple days and plow it in. In fact, I might just plow it in today. This crimson clover has done its good work injecting nitrogen into the soil, and then just the organics will provide tilth, I think it's called. I'm about to disappoint, I don't know, 13 or 15,000 honeybees, but that's okay. They've mined these blossoms for their nectar, and now it's time to put the garden in. But let me show you one really funny thing that was an unexpected consequence of raspberries and sparrows. So the first year we planted this, success. Second year we planted it too late and it didn't germinate. This year we were expecting big things, but we were so excited we plowed and planted. Kelly did a great job of planting with the spreader before we had pruned these raspberries down. Now I don't know if we do these raspberries quite right or not. We'll get smarter, but with a big old hedge of raspberry vines, a flock of sparrows moved in and absolutely decimated the clover seed. You can see the shadow line. What is that, about? Looks like it's about maybe 12 feet. They were comfortable getting 12 feet away from their shelter and then dart back with their belly full of crimson clover. So we watched the weeds came up. We thought maybe we had lost the whole effort, but we didn't. We got one strip here that's going to get mowed and plowed in, and the rest of it will have the benefit of a cover crop. Well, that's it. We mowed it this morning, we plowed it this afternoon. Maybe I should have waited a day or two, I just don't know. But I think I am gonna wait another warm day and then plow it one more time before we start thinking about planting. But we're gonna try something different this year. We're gonna do some straw bale gardening. The potatoes, that weedy mess, is going to be put into straw bales from up in the Willamette Valley. So we've got a lot of bale placement and conditioning and that sort of thing. We'll get every bit of that as we move forward. In the meantime, stand by, because there's a lot more work to do before this thing's ready to actually produce any fruit. Isn't that easier than winding a tape up? I got a video about this, but a Spencer automatic rewind logger's tape is a way to go for layout anytime you're doing it.
I have heard that if you take a Tums tablet, which is calcium, and drop it in there, cover it up with a little dirt, and then plant your plants on top of that, that it prevents blossom end rot. So we're going to try it.
Now in construction, which is my point of reference for almost any project that I undertake, It's the system that drives the productivity, and in many cases, the quality of the outcome as well. And so I took a few minutes in the shop a couple of days ago before we started planting and laid out a piece of paper. I rolled it out the same length as the width of the garden and then laid out little dots, blue magic marker dots on a 10-inch grid from one end to the other. So once the paper's in place, we didn't have to think about where to stick these onions in the ground. Now last year we put them about 8 inches apart and it was a little too close. They got big and they were kind of pushing each other around, and it made it a little hard to reach out there and pick the onion that looked good in the moment. So we're going to see if a 10-inch grid works better.
These are yellow, sweet Spanish. Does it make any difference? I don't know. All onions are amazing. I love them all. This is pretty much how we did it last year, and it was very successful, so we're going to do it again. I always worry that they're all dead because they're laying flat for weeks and then finally they stand up and they take off. So this year I will just not worry about that so much.
Where'd those nice little blue dots come from on that
Oh
paper?
yeah, look at that. Blue dots to make them perfectly spaced as per EC. You know, everything has to be exact.
Actually, you're the one with the OCD issues.
As I edit this video and I watch Abraham helping us spread the mulch out around these tomato plants, it's easier to remember what is really going on with a garden, and that is, it's creating an opportunity to interact with your people and hopefully maybe teach your kids and grandkids something about work, because it's one of the most important things we can teach them. And Abraham is a quick study. That's the true harvest of a garden. At least it is for us. The opportunity to be with your people doing something worthwhile, and then to be able to look at the fruits of your labors when harvest time comes. And the harvest always gets here way quicker than we think it's going to. Thank you for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.